We're back. Shoutout!
Roll the salt, get in the ring. Welcome to the Dohyo.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dohyo. It has been a summer. We've been taking a little bit of a hiatus as the world has exploded and there have been fireworks going off in New York City every single night for the past 2 months, making filming difficult. As you can tell, I have reached the point of quarantine hair that I like to call the villain from the Mask of Zorro. Yeah, can't unsee that. Also, I have been busy doing other cool professional things and I hope at some point in the near future I'll be able to share them with all of you here on the channel as well, so yay, sort of working. But it looks like sumo is back right around the corner and we have got some bold predictions. We will get right to those bold predictions, but first, we have some things to announce. It has been a long time since the last Basho. A lot has changed in the world. In sumo, Tochiozan and Seiro have both recently announced that they are retiring. They have not scheduled an intai because we don't know when anything's going to start up again. So today we're going to be talking about the Natsu Basho that is not Natsu because the Natsu didn't happen, but it's the Nagoya, but it's not also not the Nagoya because it's in Tokyo. So I guess we'll just call it the July tournament. But before we do that, I want to give a little back to the Dohyo community. You have been so wonderful in joining us here on the Dohyo and engaging in the comments. So this is a contest for you, the people. Write down in the comments, write your favorite musical moment from the Dohyo. Just write just what song is your favorite, like maybe it's just like a moment of underscoring or whatever. Write about that moment, why it's your favorite moment, and you could win a Sumo Shoutout. I will pin the tweet and you will get a digital copy of the song, and best of all, for a future episode, you will get to hashtag PICKTHEFLANNEL. You will get to pick the flannel I will wear on a future episode of the Dohyo. How can you not join this contest? I have some thoughts about the July Basho. Thoughts! My first thought is, wrestlers who are in larger stables are probably going to do better in this time of coronavirus. The bigger stables are more likely to have more physical training on site, more gym equipment on site, and just more bodies at better levels to be able to wrestle with and improve upon. So the Oitakaze and the Sadokatake Beya, they have a lot of guys in those top two divisions. I think they are going to do better than the average Rikishi in this tournament. I also think Rikishi that are a little bit older, have had a few years under their belt, and know how to prepare, are going to be at a better advantage than younger guys who are more used to a very specific routine. Also, older Rikishi who maybe needed a little bit of time to get over some injuries, maybe Takayasu, will be a little bit healthier this time, and that makes me very happy. However, I don't think that this layoff has been good for the majority of Rikishi. Rikishi are sort of like airplanes. They're meant to be kept in motion, so I think this is going to hurt a bunch of wrestlers who are younger, especially wrestlers who are the best wrestler in a small stable. People like Abe, people like Onosho, younger guys who may not be quite ready to lead an entire stable through a time of COVID. One of the things I'm very interested to see is how the venue change from Nagoya to Tokyo affects the wrestlers. Is it hotter in Tokyo during these months? Is it hotter in the Kokugikan than it would be in Nagoya, or do they have better climate control? I wonder how that will affect people. Normally in the July Basho, you have to take into account the size of the wrestler, the age of the wrestler, and see if that size and age is likely to make it through 15 days of grueling humidity. So, if climate control is good, perhaps those wrestlers are going to do a little bit better in July than they normally would. And my final sort of just overall thought about the Basho. At the beginning of the year, I had a bunch of bold predictions for the rest of the year, and I said we were going to get 2 new Ozeki. We just got one in Asanoyama. Who is the next one going to be? Mitakeumi might be on his Ozeki run right now, and the only other person I can think of right now with a credible Ozeki run, possibly by the end of the year, Shodai. So now that we've gone through all of my thoughts, I have some bold and bolderer predictions for the upcoming Basho. Number 1. Now I'm a little upset with my friends at the Grand Sumo Breakdown. They stole a bit of my thunder. I too was going to predict a Mitakeumi Yusho, which they have just done with their Not So Basho. If you haven't read it, go back, read the Not So Basho. They covered it on Untitled. It's the best sports-based fanfic I've ever read. Go, do it. If you haven't, go. If you notice his previous two Yusho, he has gotten like a 9 and 6 right before, so it's like, oh, he seems to be getting on his game, and then bam, he ends up doing well, and then he gets that Yusho. My bolder prediction, Mitakeumi beats one of the Yokozuna. Prediction number 2, Shin-ozeki Asanoyama is going to get 10 plus wins. I know, he's a younger guy, smaller stable, best guy in it, but I think that his first time at Ozeki is not going to see any sort of Ozeki hangover. It's frankly because I don't know where you'd go to party right now. My bolder prediction about the Ozeki, I believe that Takakeisho is going to clear kadoban, but is not going to get 10 wins. So 8 or 9 wins for our buddy Takakeisho. Let's do it. Bold prediction number 3. We have 4 former Ozeki at the bottom of the Banzage, and I think 2 of them are going to get Kachikoshi. My bold prediction, it's going to be Terunofuji and Takayasu, both who are relatively younger guys compared to other people who are former Ozeki. And I feel like they might have enough at this lower level of Megashira to be able to blast their way despite their ouches and hurts. Takayasu, we really have not seen do much since his injury, but hopefully this whole tournament off has given him a little bit of time to rest and get better. And Terunofuji has been tearing it up in Juryo, so I think down here, literally at the lowest part of the Banzage, he is going to get his Kachikoshi and do very well. Prediction number 4. We have 5 members of the Sadogatake-beya in the lower Megashira ranks, and I think 2 of them are going to get Kachikoshi, and it's the 2 younger ones, Kotoshoho and Kotonowaka. Very excited to see what they're going to do. Prediction number 5. There are 3 younger wrestlers who are now fighting at around their top rank who I think are going to do rather well this tournament. Number 1, Kagayaki. Now, he's been at Megashira for a few other times and been knocked back down, but now I think he's reached the physical and mental maturity to be able to thrive in the upper joy. So I think this tournament, let's look at Kagayaki getting that Kachikoshi. Kiribayama. I know very, very little about Kiribayama, but he just seems to keep winning his way up in the ranks. And now that Kakuryu has joined his stable, I can't imagine that would hurt him. It's only going to help him in this time of COVID where he can train against a Yokozuna every single day. We've seen what that can do to people like Enho and Ishiura. Kiribayama seems to have a body that is much better built for sumo. So I will say, look out for Kiribayama this Basho. And the last one that's sort of a sneaky one because he was hurt and he's come all the way back up, Yutakayama. He's worked his way back up, he's a Megashira 1. I think we're going to see him on the Sanyaku next tournament. One last point I would like to make about this Basho. We have now reached the point of transition. We've been talking about the big transition in sumo ever since I started the dohyo. The older guys are getting old, the younger guys are starting to take their place, but we're not starting to, they're there. If you look at the Natsu Banzage from last year, because this is essentially the Natsu Banzage from this year, you will see that the top half of the Banzage, 12 of the wrestlers, Megashira 6 or above, are the age 30 or over. And even if you take out the Yokozuna, who of course don't get demoted, 10 of the top 18 wrestlers at that point were over 30. Now if you look at it, in this Banzake, Megashira 6 and above, there are only 5. And again, 3 if you don't count the Yokozuna. I would say that the Joy-Jin has now been mostly repopulated by the younger guys who we are going to be seeing for the next few years as Joy regulars, Sanyaku regulars, and I would not expect that guys like Okinaumi and Aoyama are going to be there next year at this time. I'm very excited this Basho to see some of the new guys. Kotonowaka, Kotoshoho, Takanosho. I wonder what he's going to do up at Megashira 2. He's probably going to get pushed back down, but that's okay. Let's see what he can do. So thank you so much for watching. It is good to be back in the dohyo. Remember the contest. In the comments, write your favorite musical moment on the dohyo and you can win things. So it's time for a new Basho. Let's go. Let's do this. We'll see you next time on the dohyo.